Hey guys, Nagi here, and I'm back again with another video to show you how you can progress your atlas tree from early mapping all the way up until endgame juicing. I'll be showing you the order in which you'll be taking your points and how you can progress through your atlas efficiently and quickly to be able to get the most out of your maps. And the next thing I'm going to do is show you how you can attain these points. When you open up your atlas for the first time, it should be surrounded by clouds, which will slowly start to uncover as you explore more of the atlas. What you're looking for are going to be these corrupted nexuses. They're going to be hiding in these red clouds. You can see here to my left that I've already cleansed a couple of areas already, and they add extra modifiers to those maps. To best find these, it is ideal for you to just go in one direction and look for any areas with the red cloud. You'll see there where the corrupted nexus is, and all you have to do is rush to the boss at the correct tier for your quest and with at least 4 modifiers, and you'll get the points. However, do not die at the boss. It will break the map and you will not get credit. You'll have to find another nexus to get your points. Next, I'm going to show you how you can start progressing your atlas tree once you start cleansing those corrupted nexuses on your map. This is going to be ideal for early mapping, especially to maintain your waystones and progress through your waystones quickly. I will be walking you through how to put your points into your atlas tree. However, I will also include a link in the description to my mobalytics guide for the atlas tree progression. It will include points from early mapping all the way up until late game mapping. The first points that we're going to put in are going to be towards the top side of the atlas tree, focusing on the increased waystone drop chance, biomes having certain drop chance for certain items like currency and things like that, as well as extra quantity of tablets. You can see here increased waystones, increased quantity of tablets, and these points are going to help you sustain your tablets and waystones as you progress through your atlas. The next thing we're going to do is look at the bottom right side of the tree, where we're going to increase the rarity and quantity inside of our waystones in order to get more loot while you're going through your early maps. The next thing we'll focus on is going to be on the bottom left of the tree, and we're going to increase the pack size and add additional rare monsters and magic monsters as well. This will also increase the loot and experience that you will get from clearing your maps. This is about how it should look like with about half of your points in. The next thing that we're going to do is add a little bit more comfort to your maps by going for the shrine nodes that are on the bottom left of the tree. This will help with your tankiness, your damage, and will make maps a lot more comfortable and easier to run for you. The next thing I like to go for is the essences, as these can provide really valuable crafting materials, especially when you're trying to make your weapon. You definitely don't want to go for the increased chance for corruption. I would just rather go for the attack modifiers with the better chance of getting perfect essences. You can choose which version of these that you want, but the most valuable one definitely is going to be the attack and speed and critical modifiers and things like that. This is about what your tree should look like after getting all of your points and you're just now getting into tier 15 maps. You should use this tree as you're getting your boss points, as this will make you a little bit stronger and doesn't make the mods nearly as hard until you start juicing your maps later on. The next thing we're going to focus on is the league mechanic points. The first thing for ritual is we're going to have 4 ritual altars, and we're going to make it so they have a higher chance to roll omens. That way you can make more money from these rituals when they pop up in your map. The next thing is delirium. We want more of the fractured mirrors and more quantity. Then for the boss points, you see that there's a to-do list to get these points. And this will just make the bosses harder, but make them more rewarding. First thing we're going to do is extra quantity of items, and then more quantity of wastestones. This will help with your wastestone maintenance. For Expedition, we're going to want more logbook dropping, so we're going to go for extra runic monsters and also increased effect of our remnants. Then for Breach, we're just going to go up this one branch, as this will increase the effectiveness of the monsters inside the breach and spawn more rare monsters, which means more loot. And finally for Abyss, first thing we're going to do is add an extra Abyss to our maps, and have Abyss spawn more monsters. This should be what our starter tree looks like until you get stronger and we can transition into our endgame tree. However, before we do that, we have to find the Citadels to get the fragments in order to do the arbiter. As you're cleaning your atlas, and as long as you're essentially going in one direction and not really sprawling out, you should be able to find these Citadels. As soon as you find one, you will find the others, as they are always clustered together. You'll see an example here. I found an iron citadel as well as a copper citadel and a stone citadel there. And as I'm kind of moving around the map, and look, there's another cluster right there as well. Doing the arbiter is super important because that is going to be how you juice up your maps at the end. Killing the arbiter will allow you to turn your precursor tablets into rares, and will allow you to really juice up those maps and get even more loot. As you can see, the tablets that I am currently using have increased effectiveness, increased rarity, more monsters added to the maps. This will really increase your chances at good loot. So it's really important for you to kill the arbiter as soon as you can. It's not that difficult of a fight, and you have an unlimited amount of chances the first time you fight him. Once you do kill the arbiter, you will be able to transition into the endgame tree. This tree will increase the effect of your tablets and of your mods on your waystones. These will make the maps harder to do. However, this will also give you the greatest amount of loot, and this is how you're going to really juice up those maps. For each node we take that increases the explicit modifiers on the maps will increase the rarity and quantity that drops in those maps. The extra effect of the precursor tablets will also really help with the added rarity and the added effectiveness as well. And this is a perfectly fine tree while making the maps harder while still giving you some player power by taking some of those shrine nodes. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start filling out these league mechanic trees. For ritual, for your next set of points, you can take from either the right or the left side, either reducing the cost of the deferrals or reducing the cost of re-rolling the favors. Sometimes you might get unlucky, or sometimes you might get a really good one that you might want to defer. I went with the re-rolling one first, but you can go either way. For Delirium, we can increase the rarity of the drops from monsters, and also increase the amount of splinters we get from killing these monsters as we get further from the mirror. For the boss points, we're going to go for the increased rarity, then the essences, and the increased level in areas with powerful bosses. For Expedition, we're going to finish off those branches that we started by increasing the level of the logbooks we find and adding extra modifiers to the remnants. For Breach, we're going to be taking up this next branch here, which will increase the density of breaches, and combined with the increased effectiveness will make looting Breach a lot more fun. And finally, for the Abyss, we're going to go all the way up to here where it says Balance of Power, and we're going to choose from Out of the Pit, which will increase the effectiveness of the abyssal monsters in your maps. You can choose the other nodes if you'd like. The Kurgle node will make it so you have a better chance at getting abyssal currency, and the Amanamu ones will spawn more of the Amanamu monsters and just have more monsters to spawn in general, but I found that the effectiveness is the most effective. This is what your tree should look like when you're trying to do some endgame juice mapping. This still leaves some amount of player power for you in the tree by taking those shrine nodes, as I mentioned earlier. However, if you really wanted to get the most juice out of your maps, you can do your tree like I do with mine. This will make the maps a lot harder, but this will also give you the most amount of loot. So I take away those shrine nodes, and instead I start investing into rogue exiles and increasing the explicit mods on my maps once again. The chance of rogue exiles makes it so whenever I do any abyss maps, and there's a rogue's exile there, there's a chance at dropping a Heart of the Well, which can sell for quite a lot of money. And now I'm going to show you how you can start juicing up your waystones. You certainly can just fill out the mods if you'd like and just vol them afterwards, but I will say that this is not the most effective way at getting the most out of your maps. Volleying does have a chance of breaking them or maybe not changing them at all, and it's a little bit too RNG for me to really enjoy that. As you can see here, the first one lost some rarity, the second map didn't change at all, and the last map actually went a tier down. But what I can show you is how to juice up those maps. So even though these ones have a decent amount of mods and can be pretty useful, the mods that I have here for these maps, you can see that the rarity on these are sky high in comparison. They can go anywhere between 100, 105% extra rarity to 130, 100, even 133. And the way to do this is to use the Omen of Chaotic Rarity after you've maxed out the mods on your tier 15 maps and just using a Chaos Orb to roll over it. So I'm going to take this map for example, and I'm just going to alchemy it, give it the max mods that it can get, and we're going to go purchase a Omen of Chaotic Rarity. At the time of making this video, these cost about 25 to 30 Exalted Orbs each, and this is how you're going to be able to make your money. For endgame juicing, it requires some amount of investment into your maps, so it'll cost about 30 Exalts for one map and one Chaos Orb to be able to roll all the mods to have rarity. If you're doing rituals, you should be able to find a good handful of these as you're progressing through your maps. And just like that, now the Waystone has 118 rarity and it has these modifiers on it. The mods on this map are definitely scary and should not be taken lightly. However, if you just play carefully and you do enough damage, this should be pretty easy to clear. And now I'm going to do a demonstration of a 130% rarity map, and hopefully I can do it.
You shall fall! No challenge!
The tempest howls, the flames roar, the frost bites.
no worry. Tower! You were no worry. I need more time. Fortune favors me.
Now that was a juicer of a map. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If there's anything you'd like to see from me, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.